Bullies and breeders went live.
Here we go. Mr. Mata. Let's wait a little bit um, for some people to show up, and we'll go from there. Yeah. Marcy, if you want to sit next to me. Hey guys, how you doing? It's gonna be our second episode of Bullies and Breeders. Today I got Mr. Michael Mata with me. And we'll be going live pretty soon. Actually, we'll be going live now. Let's just go live. All right. What up?
What's up? Can you see me?
I can see you.
Okay. I'm trying to get it so the light's not so bad in the background there.
No, I thought you were divine, bro. I saw the glow coming behind you.
Almost.
Bullies and Breeders, episode 2, a miracle, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, hell yeah. Thanks for the invite.
Not a problem. Not a problem. I appreciate you coming on.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely honored. Honored and very happy to be here.
All right. So when I do this, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce you because I didn't get a proper introduction for you.
Cool.
And then we'll go from there.
Sounds great.
All right. So guys, this is episode 2 of Bullies and Breeders, and today's guest is the honorable judge from the WBA, Mr. Michael Mata, also a respectable breeder, owner of multiple studs, a name I've heard for years in this dog game. So here he is, Mr. Michael Mata.
Thanks
I feel
for
like I'm
having me.
hearing an applause in the background after I checked it.
Hell yeah. Oh, yeah. Very cool.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I need a desk. You know what I mean? Like a talk show, like a real talk show.
Yeah.
I like it. How you been? How's today doing?
Doing great, man. Keeping busy, always on the grind. You know what I do.
There you go. There you go. So, guys, we got Mr. Michael Mata as our guest today, and we're going to be starting off with some questions. You ready?
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. So, guys, yesterday, me and Mr. Mata had a talk, and I learned some things I didn't know about him. So, one of the things I learned about him is when he started, he didn't start with pockets. So, I'm going to go ahead and let you take the floor right now and explain to them I want to know when did you start, why did you start, and why did you start with XLs?
I initially got my first American Bully in 2006. It was a gifted dog to me. My brother-in-law was doing some breeding at the time. From one brother-in-law to the other, so 2 brothers basically. One was breeding, one acquired a puppy from him, and he couldn't keep the female. She was about 1.5 years old. He got a hold of us, said, "Hey, I got another job. I need a place for the dog to go." He brought her over. She fit in well. She was turning in pretty much a standard at that time, but then she stretched out on me. She grew into being an XL, and that was my first Bully. I acquired another male from my brother-in-law when he was breeding, and like I said, they were XLs, and that was what I was running with that first. I had no issue or no interest in breeding or showing at the time. I just wanted to raise good dogs, purebred dogs, so it was a key importance. And like I said, I was really hooked on the XLs for a few years.
Oh, right on. Did you start showing XLs at the time?
Yes,
or?
I did. Like I said, I had no interest in it. And then it kind of sparked my interest as I started studying the bloodlines and the pedigree, as I was looking at the pedigree charts. And I seen Notorious Juan Gotti, some Razor's Edge dogs in there crushed a lot. And like I said, they were XLs. And my very first show, I showed an XL that I'd produced. It was an accidental breeding between that male and female that I had. But I produced a nice fawn male, and we hit the show ring with him, and I caught the show bug, and it just took off from there.
That's what it is, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You catch that show bug, man. You want, especially if you're a competitive person. Oh,
Yeah,
it's just
it'll
it becomes a new way of life.
take you, man. It'll get you pretty good if you. We hit the ring, and I had no clue what I was doing, but I did pretty good at that show. I brought home a lot of hardware, won a major, so I just was like, hell yeah, this is something I want to do.
It's right on. Hey, I just want to give a shout out to Mr. Oscar Gomez. He said, "What's up, fellas?" And now right behind him, Mr. George Luna.
Hell
What's
yeah.
up, guys? Nice. Okay, so you started, you got the show bug, you had some XLs. Then what made you just say, you know what, I want to go this other direction with pockets?
Okay, so what I did is I got the show bug. I learned pretty quick that I had no clue what the hell I was doing as a handler. I was at a Colorado show, and I seen this younger kid handling dogs, and I was like, man, this guy can't miss. He's winning all these ribbons. And pulled him to the side, introduced myself, and I said, hey, man, could I get a consultation on handling? I'm kind of clueless. I did okay my first show. I got withheld on my second show. So I reached out to this gentleman. It's actually ABKC Judge Brian Romero. And he said, yeah, and I'll get with you. Come to Pueblo, Colorado, and I'll go over some basics. And what he ended up doing is we went to a show a month later, met up there. And outside that show, when it was over, he's like, hey, what do you think about traveling and doing some dog shows and helping me out? An apprenticeship type thing. So I went into my apprenticeship, ran all over the United States. We'd roll with 12 dogs deep sometimes. We'd have dogs in every class. So I'm running back and forth to the ring, learning how to handle. But I acquired a fondness for the pocket style bully as I was handling them more and more. And I handled every type of dog, English bulldogs, Frenchies, every type of bully. But then pockets captured my heart. And then I came home one day from a show, and I told my wife, maybe it's time for a change. Maybe we should look into doing some pockets. And I ended up placing all my XLs and started investing into some pockets.
Nice. I totally understand where you're coming from. I started with classics, and then I jumped over to pockets, and once I got to pockets, it's just took off from there.
Yeah,
it's a totally different. I don't know. I really do enjoy the pockets. So now going forward, right? So now you were on XLs, you got the bug. Now you're starting to show pockets. And yesterday when we were talking about your pockets and whatnot, you brought up this dog, Little V, right?
Yeah. With the male I acquired because I was like, where am I going to get some pockets? Well, I went to Brian because he had pockets. And he said, hey, I got a litter drop, and I bred 2 black labels, Little V, to one of his, he had a tri-female over there, beautiful little bitch. They dropped a litter, and I acquired a male out of that. That was my first pocket male. I hit the show with him, and that was another learning lesson because I learned pretty quick that little guy, he wasn't a show dog. He was a good producer, but I learned because the dog didn't like to be in the show ring. He was like a little kid being forced to play sports by his mom and dad that didn't want to play sports. And we would take that dog to shows, and he'd put his head down, and he lagged in charisma, and he had some other, maybe a little bit weak in the rear, you know what I mean? But I was learning what is actually a show quality dog, and he lagged in it. He was a brute stock stud, and I used him and acquired another bitch, and we started doing some breedings. But that's where I got, like I said, rolling with the pockets. I had some Little V blood.
All right. And now, I want to emphasize on that, though. You said you brought in the dog into the show ring, and you realized, hey, this dog, he's not feeling it.
No.
He's not feeling it. As a judge now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because now you're jumping all the way to jumping the timeline, right? So now you're a judge.
Yeah.
You have any advice for people like that with dogs? Because remember, we just talked yesterday, and I said I had a dog. Dog was bone and everything up, and just when I hit the ring, it just wasn't. He wasn't feeling it too. You got any advice for these newcomers that are
Definitely, you want to learn your written standard, guys. Study the written standard. When you bring a dog into that show ring, we're judging by the written standard. It's your blueprint. It lays out everything about that dog. Read it from top to bottom. 'Cause it's even going to tell you about their attitude and how they carry themselves. And it comes from structure all the way to movement. We're going to judge off that written standard. So you want to make sure your dog's going to try to get all of that in one dog, and you're going to learn whether the dog could be used for stud work or broodstock bitch, or it is both, where you could show the dog and do both. My best advice is if you even show up to a show with your dog and it's your first time, reach out to a judge. Say, would you mind taking some time, and you could just, if you could spare a few minutes, you know, do you think, pick their brains, ask us questions. There's a lot of us will always answer your questions, because if you don't really have a clue, because I'm guaranteeing most people are sold that their dog is a show dog.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people ads, the puppies are 2 weeks old and they're already stamping them as a show quality dog. The dog ain't even walking. So I don't get why they do that. So a lot of people get sold these false dreams, or they're told this is going to be this and going to be that. You don't know none of that until the dog's maturing. I've seen standard puppies come in and they're not going to cut it. You know what I mean? Because they're lagging in so much stuff. And a lot of that, like I said, you need to start asking questions and reach to people with a good resume that can back it up and say, yes, I could tell you whether that dog's going to be a show dog or not.
Hey, that's really good advice. I mean, I wish I had somebody like that. Save me a lot of money. You know?
And I'm not trying to discourage people,
No.
but it'll save you time and money. You're going to pay money to travel to these shows, and nothing hurts worse than dropping all that money and get your ass handed to you in the show ring, just to find out later, you know what, it's not really a show quality dog. Well, then they're going to revert back to the breeder. Well, you said this, you said that.
Right.
It's, you know, it's always best to ask questions from the get-go. And like I said, find a good mentor or reach out to a judge. Share videos, photos. If the judge can go meet you and put hands on, that's even a bigger plus.
Nice. So I hope you guys pick that up. You know. So now let's go back to when you're building your yard with the pockets, right?
Yes.
I heard you got blessed. Well, we all know you got blessed with Bulgari.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Bulgari. Tell
Okay.
me, how did you prepare them?
This is I talked to you yesterday, and I'm going to keep my composure best I can because I get choked up over them. I was running the pockets. I ran a breeding off that male I got, the little V-son. We named him Sancho. I ran him to a pocket female bitch. Produced a pretty good litter. But opportunity came knocking. I got woke up at 3:30 in the morning by a friend, said, hey, did you see the Bully Market Snapchat? Well, Robbie's on there, and he's posting, there's some Macoans available. I'm like, you know what? I'll roll the dice. Threw my name in the hat, sent him a message. Very interested. We started messaging back and forth. And believe me when I say this, guys, because a lot of people probably hit him up. It's not easy to get a co-own out there. You got to bring your A game. You better have a hell of a resume to back you up. I had to send reference letters, photos of my facilities, my kennel yard, my indoor dog room, security system in my property. They want to know that they're going to co-own with someone who's got experience with the breed, whatnot. So like I said, I fulfilled everything that Robert asked of me. We were able to visit at 2017 Nationals, and he said, hey, when you get home, get a hold of me. I got something for you. And we made a plan. Me and my wife made a trip out to a Bully Market. And at first, Bulgari wasn't going to be on the table for availability. Robert wasn't 100% sure he wanted to let him go. But my wife encouraged me to ask one more time. And thank God for my wife doing that, because I wasn't going to bug him about it. But we ended up getting Bulgari, and that dog changed my world. He changed my life. I miss him.
Nice. I know exactly what you mean when it comes to having a dog that, it's just right there.
your heart, man, and you're going to grow attached to some of them. And I miss that boy big time.
Yeah, yeah. No, I totally get it. So now you got Bulgari. You're working on your yard, right? You're building your yard, and then you know you're producing with this dog. And now you acquired Bark, right?
Yeah.
So
Real quick, I'm going to run it down real quick for you. We have Bulgari. I went back because, man, when I go to Bully Market, it seems like I can never come home without a dog. I mean, the last two visits I've done pretty good. I think I even shot Robbie a couple of times because normally I don't leave without a dog. Long story short, grabbed Bulgari, reached out, said, hey, man, you got a fire litter over there. Let me grab that little female one. I went out and got Bully Market's Peaches.
okay.
Went back in June for the wedding, grabbed Honcho. Went back in December, grabbed Twin. So I'm loading up my yard with that blood because why? Because I believe in it and I know it's proven. So I'm investing into my foundation. What had happened is Bulgari ended up passing on us. I'm good friends with Tyler Wilson. He actually produced and owned Bark before I got him. Tyler reached out, says, hey, I'm retiring from dogs. I've been offered a lot of money for this boy, but I want him to go to a home that I know the people are going to care about him and love him like no other. I said, we're on our way. I told Dory the next morning, we're going to go out to Iowa. We're going to go pick up Bark. And me and Tyler worked out a hell of a deal, and I acquired him because I did obviously need to replace a stud because Bulgari was gone, even though I got frozen.
Oh,
But I wasn't going to miss the opportunity to get Bark at all.
right. Okay. So you got him after Bulgari passed.
Yes. Bulgari had passed, and I was like, wanted to regroup a little bit, and I knew we were going to be able to do stuff, but when the opportunity came to me to grab Bark, I didn't think twice. I think we were headed that way like 4 days later to go get him.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So now we're focusing on your studs here, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got Bark. You had Bulgari, and you just acquired another dog from the Bully Market, didn't you? Another stud.
I got Bully Market Poncho out here. We scooped him up. He's been here for just over a year. We grabbed him last June. Like I said, we went out there for the Bully Market wedding, and we got back to Bully Market, and once again, me and my wife were looking at the dog, and Dory spotted and said, what about this guy? And like I said, me and Rob, we are that tight. We are that close of friends, and it was just a done deal. We cleaned him up, gave him a solid bath, and he was in the back of the caddy. First stop for Honcho was Vegas. So we brought Honcho home, and he's here. We're actually putting him to work. We got something coming up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And then, so we were also talking about different studs you got going on.
Yeah.
So you do. So I want to talk about Reaper. And
yeah. What I did is I produced a hell of a litter off of Bulgari for that. I had a pocket bitch named Layla Ali. She come out of Domination. Brian Romero produced her. Some nice stuff in there. She had some King Kamali blood in her. There was some Grand Champion Castro in there. Some nice good stuff in there. We ran Bulgari to her. They dropped a 10-piece. Hell of a litter. I think in that whole litter, I had one pet quality bitch in that litter. The rest were all some stunners. Placed some pet home stuff. Had one female come up with Pio, and she was my first pick bitch. But like I said, we were producing, and like I said, we ended up. I had a stud credit, so I used a stud credit from Daxline Jesse James. I ran it on Bulgari's daughter Peanut, little pocket bitch, and we produced a male and a female, and I co-own a dog named Reaper. He's a little bit more classic. And he's available right now. Actually, if someone wanted to get him, they could probably grab him from us. But yeah, I produced Reaper. Then we acquired another credit. We bred Bully Market's twin to Ridgeline's Tukey, and we got a little male. He just up the street from me. We named him Tough. The owners named him Kylo, but got another stud. I got another Bulgari son. He's located down in Arizona. So I got studs placed all over, but as far as in-house, we got Bark here and Honcho.
And Honcho. Which one is the dog that has he's a pie face try?
That's Brutus, and he came off of a production I did. I did my first pockets. He was off of Sancho and Layla Ali. Pie ball male, standard male. We pulled him off the stud list. He's pet quality. When I say this is because he had a fault. He had one underdeveloped testicle, and if you read your standards, guys, automatic DQ. So, but by my ethics, I'm not even going to chance it. We went and got him fixed. He's in the yard. He just kind of roams the yard, kind of like security type stuff. But that's where I hold my standards to. I'm not going to roll the dice and try to breed a dog that has that much of a fault. That's genetically flawed. So, yeah, but he's a nice male. But other than that flaw or fault, he probably could have did some work for me. But we pulled him off the yard. He's not in my stud lineup.
Ooh. I love that look, you know, the pipe.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's a good looking dog, and like I said, it bummed me out when I went as he's maturing. I'm like, this ain't right, and I knew right from wrong, and that's why I said I try to hold myself to a higher standard. I expect more out of myself, so that's why I said we're going to get him fixed. He's not part of the lineup.
Gotcha. I gotcha. Nice. So, talking about where we're going from show and breeding. So now we're going from studs to show and breeding. Let's start talking about your judging with getting into the WBA. How did you what got you into it? Why did you become a judge? Like, why not just stay a breeder?
I won't forget this. I had the privilege of meeting Mr. Gomez at 2016 Nationals down in New Orleans. It was kind of crazy. I've even told Oscar this story. He was out in front of the WBA canopy, and when they roll deep, they roll deep. I'm talking 4 boots deep. But he's posted up by himself, so right away I grabbed my they give out these calendar type posters. Grabbed my pen. I knew who he was. I'd read articles on Oscar in the Atomic Lodge. Legendary dog man. Legendary. So I approached him, Mr. Gomez, could I get an autograph? Shook my hand, met me. And so when I knew Oscar was going to make these changes and go ahead and run a registry, and I knew him and Robert tight, and I was on the phone with Robert, and I said, man, I'm all about it. I'm going to attend their shows. I'm going to support. I believe in the vision, what he wants, the betterment of the breed. Let's get these dogs back on track. And I said, I wouldn't mind even being judging. And a couple of days later, I got a phone call, and he went over it with me, told me what was going to be required of me, and I fulfilled every bit of it. I took advantage of every opportunity that man threw to me. I grabbed it. I went to my apprenticeships. I drove to California twice. I drove to Dallas because I wanted it that bad, because I have a passion for this. I love these dogs, and to be part of WBA it's undescribable. It's undescribable.
Nice. And so let's stay with showing, dog showing. Now, we all know that you know the WBA, it's somewhat new. It's only a few years old, and then you have, you know, everybody uses the registry, the ABKC, you know, on the Bullies, because it's one of the original registry. How do you see, and I asked this to Robert last week, right, about us bully community, right? I see this thing divided into so many registries, and now you got this whole exotic movement that's been going on for a while, and whatnot. If you could tell somebody right now, right, if I was a new breeder or somebody coming into this game, why would I choose the WBA?
Let's go back to Mr. Gomez. He's an iconic dog man. He's been in it since the very beginning. Oscar is his passion for these dogs is undescribable. He's always wants the best for the breed, to preserve it, to keep it developing so that we can have an established breed. I would tell people, if you're looking for someone that's going to go hardline, buy the standard, not switch it up every year, every 2 months. Buy the book type. Just go with the WBA. A lot of old school mentality, old school thinking. Let's go back to the days when it was kicking off, when the dogs could function. That's all part of your standard. The dog could look great all day, but can that dog move? Can that dog go out and run and play in the yard? Dogs need to be functional.
Right.
You know, like you said, I'll never understand what you get out of bringing a dog into the ring in a wagon. I seen a guy win an exotic show, and I guess you want to say it was a fun show. He carried the dog like a football around the ring while all the other dogs were gaining. Sat it down, and they awarded him the big trophy.
Whoa!
What are you guys doing? This ain't nothing. To me, it's almost inhumane, some of the stuff I see. But like I said, if you're an exotic person, do you. I want the best. I want a dog that's health, temperament, structure, all of it combined. A dog that can still run, walk, and function with good health. And that's what we're about. We want everything combined. And like I said, if you're looking for a solid registry to follow, to register your dogs with, to show in, do not hesitate or wait to attend a WBA show. We're popping up. We're going worldwide. This is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So but not now, because we're growing.
No, I've seen that. I've seen the momentum. You know, it's increasing. These shows are popping up. I mean, I honestly believe that there was more WBA shows in Southern California just this year than there was in any other.
Absolutely. We ain't playing around. We're look at the announcements, guys. Mr. George Luna and all of the WBA family, we're always sharing these events. Whether it's in Cali, we just came from Nicaragua. Yeah. We're growing, guys. And like I said, when we see WBA worldwide, it ain't no joke, because we're coming and we're going to keep growing, and it's going to keep getting better and better.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about you just came from Nicaragua. I mean, they've been blowing up in Mexico. I see, you know, if it's one in the U.S., then the next one's in Mexico, then one in the U.S., right? And then they got one happening in the Philippines.
Yes,
that's what I'm hearing.
That's gonna be a hell of a show, guys. Hell of a show. You got a hell of a judging lineup. I wish I was gonna be able to make that. I mean, God, that's gonna be a goddamn good show, guys. You got something nice coming up out there. That's gonna be something to see.
Nice. And another thing that I'm noticing too with the WBA is the genetics. You know, one thing I've noticed, you know, and hey guys, I'm just being honest with you. I've gone to a lot of other shows, and it's always the son of the flavor of the month of last year. You know what I mean? It's like, that's a so-and-so son, and in 2 or 3 years, you don't even hear about those dogs anymore.
Yeah.
You know? I went to a WBA show, and I'm hearing Exhibit Blood. I'm hearing, you know, Jesus, Rockin' Ruby. I'm hearing, I mean, just these old names that I was hearing, that badass dogs from back when I started, you know?
Yes.
And
absolutely. And that's what the biggest goal was. A lot of guys were reaching out to Oscar that weren't getting involved anymore. And they're like, man, if you could do something to help us get this rolling, we're coming back. And guess what? They're coming back. They're coming, guys. All that good stuff is coming back. They didn't quit. They just stepped back from the light. And now they're coming back out with it. And like I said, all them good bullies, man, they got some nice stuff coming out, guys. When that show ring's getting packed full of good quality dogs, and that's what we want.
Lean dogs. Yes. Yeah. No, absolutely. And then another thing I'm seeing with the WBA is, you know, you go to a show, let's say, I don't know, May, right? And then you go to the next one in August, and it's new competition.
Yes.
You don't see you see the same people coming back, but you see the thing growing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you don't see the same people winning.
Yes.
You know what I it's multiple winners, and they're all quality dogs. You know.
Yes.
And okay, I'm just gonna say, you don't see the bullshit with the politics. You don't see somebody winning because they're so and so's friend. You know what I mean?
No.
You see them winning because of the quality of the dog and how they handled it.
Exactly. I think I mentioned to you the other day I was talking to you personally. When I leave this house and I'm going on an assignment, I'm driving to the airport. But when I walk out that door, I leave my bullshit, my preference. I'm a pocket guy. I leave that at the house. I'm hired to go judge these dogs by the written standard. That's what I'm going to do to the fullest. None of that stuff, what I think, what I like, none of that matters. And that's why when you look at what I'm putting up, Amstaff, Frenchies, Bullies, French, like I said, we're putting up the best dogs that are there being exhibited that day. And like you said, we're not doing the, oh, well, he's a friend. You know what? If he's a friend for me that day, he better be a friend to me the next day. Because we're judging dogs. We're judging dogs. We're not judging friendships.
Yeah. No, I'm 100 with you on that. You know, it just feels like a true competition. It doesn't feel like fuck, I need to be everybody's friend here.
No.
You know what I mean? I mean, you should be, but you should do it because you want to, not because you want to win.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah. Very, very good. I'm glad you see that because that's exactly what we're wanting people to notice.
Hey, you know, I'm just going to be open with you guys. My son used to be my handler, but because he saw, and he's young, right? He was only 20 at the time. He just turned 21. He left the show ring because of politics. We went to a show, and a well-named handler was handling a well-named breeder's dog, you know, and the dog went flat. Like, it wasn't a show dog, right? Like, it was, she had to drag it, right? Like, the handler, yeah, like with her leash, dragging the dog. And we're talking about a loaded class, and then they give her the ribbon. I was like, oh, hell.
And at that point, he said, I'm not doing this anymore. Why am I doing this?
That's right. As my wife saying in the background, he just said, you know,
like,
I'm out. I've been practicing my ass off for what? He knew he
blamed for that. You can't blame nobody for that. When you're completing, a handler is there to exhibit the dog, display that dog, move that dog. That's what the handler's job is. I'm looking at that dog and watching it be exhibited. I'm not watching who the handler is, but I'm watching him exhibit the dog. So when you got a handler that busts their ass, works with their dog, training it, working it, good exercise, good training practices, and they get that kind of result, it's discouraging. Nobody's going to want to put their money into anything that's going to do that to them. It's not good.
It's not. It's not, and it kills the reputation of the registry. You know, but
it'll dwindle fast.
Let's get back on a good note with the WBA here. You know what I mean? And start, you know, the WBA ain't part of that stuff. Where's your next assignment at? I'm
waiting on that one. I think shoot, I'd have to really sit there and think because me and George, man, George Luna, he looks out for me really good. He's a great guy. He's our judging senior judge, and he does all the judging stuff for. I forget his actual title. I'm having a brain fart. But George will get in touch with me. Oscar will reach out, and the cool part is they always say, "Hey, this is what's going on. Would you be interested?" And it's always a yes or no, maybe so. But I'm just waiting on that one. Rough guess. I think George might have mentioned something to me about December out in Cali. Don't quote me on that, but like I said, you see it. WBA shows are popping up all the time.
Yep.
So I think my next assignment could possibly be out there in December. So stay tuned. Like I said, you see the announcements. They drop them left and right.
It's true, guys. I just missed the show because we have this hurricane coming through, right? And it actually my office ain't the best, and it kind of flooded my office. And so whatnot, right? For personal reasons, I couldn't make it, but it didn't discourage me because I knew in October there's another one.
Yes.
You know,
that one's going to be pretty cool. If you could check that one out. Like you said, WBA is coming out hard. We're coming strong worldwide. Stay tuned and always pay attention because there's always a show coming, guys. We're all about that.
Yeah, and good people too. Good people. I've met. I'll tell you right now. I've met a lot of good breeders just joining the WBA than I have when in other registries.
Yes.
Let's just put it. So that's awesome. That is awesome. So now we're going from judging, right? We talked about your breeding. Now I want to talk about another venture you're a part of, the CBD drops.
Absolutely.
What got you into CBD
I'm going to try
drops?
to be as fast as I can because I'm pretty thorough when I try to explain. I was in an 11-year career. I decided to get away from it. I wasn't happy with the job I was doing. With the help of my wife and the support of my wife, God bless her, I love her to death. She said, "You know what? Let's go ahead and make a move. You run Winner's Circle full time." And obviously revenue and money is always a question. What are we going to do? Because I don't breed but maybe 2 or 3 litters a year. If I can get them to take, we got 2 or 3 litters a year. We're in Wyoming. It's kind of tough sometimes when you're at negative 30 degrees and you're trying to whelp a litter. Ooh. Long story short, he's like, well, my wife runs a CBD shop. She's like, why don't you take over the pet products? She goes, hell, you're selling most of the dog drops anyway to all the people you know. So I went ahead and took the ball, ran with it, come up with the product name, Top Dog Canna Drops. And man, it is banging. We're selling a lot of good stuff, high quality product that's affordable. We want everybody's dog on CBD. People always ask me, how are you so much better on your prices? Because I can. And because I care about your dog. My number one goal is to get your dog healthy and good results. You should be giving your dog CBD every day. Every day is a day supplement, or buy the blends that we make too. We go after anxiety. We go after inflammation. But we're also going to be dropping that daily dose. So if you just want to give your dog CBD every day, because it helps their heart, liver, lungs, it'll stop the growth of cancer, anxiety, inflammation. It's just a good tool to give your dog a longer, healthier life. And that's what we're all about.
Nice. Yeah. I can see that. I mean, I used to have a CBD store myself, and I used to get, when customers would come in, they would buy for their dogs, and a lot of times it was to calm them down. And then they would come back, buy the second bottle, and just give us testimonials on how it worked for them, So I would recommend it too. I recommend it to all you guys that are listening. Get on the CBD. Get with Mr. Mata. Get your CBDs.
Yeah, guys, I push it, and I'm looking right there. Oscar just threw it up. Oscar uses it daily. I know Rob uses it. A lot of the guys that are in the Bully Market University have tapped in. Guys, this is something you should be using on your dogs, guys. It's a natural remedy. It works naturally in their body. They have an endocannabinoid system. Make it work, guys, because your dog's going to live a healthier, longer life. You'd be amazed by what CBD will do for your dogs. So don't hesitate to shoot me a message. Like I said, I'll beat the prices around the United States all day long.
And what have you seen different in your yard using CBD? Like with your studs or with your females?
Okay, so we're big on pushing. Like I said, every day they get a dropper full mixed in their food. Bitches are coming in heat. I know my boys are going to smell that. The prostate's going to get inflamed. Unless I'm collecting them or breeding them, it's just going to happen. So we hammer the inflammation drops to them to keep that prostate under control. You get an inflamed prostate in a stud, you're going to end up getting a UTI. That prostate will press against that bladder base. Pretty soon your dog's not able to piss. Backs them up, kidneys, everything's going to go to shit. Get that inflammation, CBD in them, get that inflammation took down. That's a huge thing we use. I run it hard on the daily dose one that we make is in salmon oil. The omega's in the salmon oil. The CBD alone, I run it on a pregnant bitch because those omegas are going to help that puppy's brain development. Okay. There's so much stuff that comes with that CBD. Like I said, anxiety. It sounds like World War III out here sometimes with the fireworks. And my dogs, they're not cool with it. But guess what? They have so much anti-anxiety blend in them. I could post a video. They're all just chilling in the kennels. Fireworks going off all around them. They don't even budge. They're just chilling. Because that anxiety is took away. Because of why? Because of the CBD. It works in so many ways, guys. You can't go wrong not using it.
Nice. Yeah, guys. It works. It most definitely works. Actually, we got Luis here. Are you using it in all your dogs all the time?
Every day. Every day my dogs get it. We're actually getting ready to drop the new Top Dog Daily Dose, guys. It's going to be 1,000 milligrams CBD isolate infused in salmon oil. That way you can put a dropper full of it in your dog's food as a daily supplement. A lot of people give their dog salmon oil anyway. Put some CBD in it. Can't go wrong. We use it every day here. But if I want to specifically go after something, inflammation, anxiety, well, I have 2 different blends. And like I said, I will push maybe an extra dropper full. I make it affordable, guys, because I want your dogs to be in good health.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. All right. All right. So now let's jump to future breedings that you got coming up. I heard you're getting a female pretty soon.
I am. Me and you worked out a deal, and I'm super happy that we came to that agreement. AJ's going to, as soon as we can get a hold of my boy Chuck, the guy who does my transport work, we're going to get Bubbles out here. Bubbles off Bully. It's got that Bully market blood, that Excalibur blood. Beautiful bitch. She'll be going to Champion Bark Wahlberg. I know that's going to hit hard. It's going to produce some nice puppies. I'm super excited for this, bro. I'm glad me and you could work this out. I'm very anxious to get her here, get her acclimated to the elevation, the weather. We'll get her settled in, and when the time is right and she comes in the heat, we'll pump her full of them bark swimmers. We'll see what comes. Something good coming out of that one. Hell yeah.
You know what really got me, because I thought bark was a standard, right? Because of 0, right?
Yeah.
And then
a lot of people do that.
Yeah. But when you told me his pedigree, you know what I mean? It was like I could just see these beautiful puppies coming out now,
It's going to go well together. I think is a very, very good example of you and I both using a selective breeding process. They both complement each other so well. So Bark to Bubbles is going to be something very, very special.
Nice. Yes, guys. That's a lot of homie blood with Excalibur crossed with Bark. And
yeah,
Bark is
Town and Bark. Like I said, you got some nice stuff coming through there, man. It's gonna match up very nice. Should blend in very good. Hoping for some good quality pockets. If I seen a standard, I wouldn't be shocked, but still, that's what we're gunning for. You and I both agreed on this. I think it's going to work out nice.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Once we started talking about it and whatnot, I had to make the deal happen. I had to do it. So no, I'm really proud on that one. And then I think Bubbles is going to be in great hands.
Yeah.
It's
somebody. What's that?
It's not like I just handed Bubbles to somebody. I actually had to.
I appreciate that. Like I said, I'm glad we worked out a deal. I'm glad it worked out the way we both wanted.
Nice. Now, I'm looking at our comments. I don't know if you can see them, but I see Johnny said something that's like, whoa, we didn't even touch this, and I think it's important.
What's up?
The scholarship you're giving out.
Yeah, I'm very, very, I don't pat myself on the back, but I'm very proud of what we did this year. I am big on giving to my community. And I sat and thought long and hard, what could I do to give back to Cheyenne? I'm in Cheyenne, Wyoming. And I wanted my dogs to be part of this.
Okay.
So I went ahead and took a puppy sale. And I went and put it in my business account. And I said, you know what? I'm going to give these local high school graduates a scholarship. And it worked out fantastic. First one hit big time. It was definitely different. I'd never dealt with anything like this. I had a project coordinator from the University of Wyoming help me out with it. Mr. Isaiah Tafoya was a huge help. And we pushed it through. The applications went very well. And we awarded it to a couple, one girl from Cheyenne East High, another girl from Cheyenne South High, and we're coming with another one. We're going to keep growing it. I'm going to try to keep building the amount of money we put into it because I want to give back to my local community, and my dogs are going to help me do that.
Now, I got a question. If any of these guys looking at this live or anything wanted to contribute with you, would you allow them to help you out with those scholarships?
Yeah, I could figure something out. I would have to definitely sit down and think on it and see how we could do it. I think it's a good thing to give back to people. You know what I mean? Like I said, I chose my local community. I thought about, do you make it a nationwide scholarship? But I was like very clueless on how to do any of it. So that's why I went locally first. But yeah, if someone was interested and they wanted to shoot me a message, I could definitely contact the right people and figure out how we could do this. Yeah, I'm always open-minded to try to help and work with people.
Nice. Yeah. Get these kids into the winner circle, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nice. So, I'm going to play the same game I did with Robert. I'm going to play with you.
Okay.
Right? So I want you to tell me who parented your studs, and then we're going to go through them. We'll go from there.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Honey. Yeah.
She is off Bulgari and Layla Ali.
Layla Ali. Okay. There's a new Bark.
Champion Bark off of 2016 national winner, grand champion Axel to, I think her name was Nola. I'm bad with names. She has a big old name in front of her, but I think they called her Nola.
Okay. Honcho.
That's off of national grand champion winner, rest in peace, the bus, to Miss Mac. That's a Phenom daughter. So that was when Rob was working some of that Phenom stuff. He put bus to Miss Mac, and that's where Honcho came off that litter.
Something just popped in my head. Bubbles to Honcho. A lot of bully market.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. There's always possibilities. Always possibilities.
Always possibility. Maybe you have another stud over there you could take to Bubbles. What do you think?
We got something. Like I said, you know what's up.
You know what's up. Yeah. Nice. Right on. So, do you have any prospects in there? Anything in the winner circle is marinating on right now?
I do got some stud credits locked in. I got one, and I won't go too far into this, but I do got a nice credit to a dog out in California. I'll just say the blood. It's exhibit blood. I already locked my deposit down. We'll get that wrapped up here soon. Me and Robert got some other stuff planned because I got some co-owned bitches out here. Me and him, we vibe. I mean, I'm sure people see it all the time. Definitely one of my closest friends. Hell of a mentor. So we do got some stuff in the works, but we don't ever go too far to say too much.
Right.
With the male that we produced off of a Ridgeline Tukey and Twin, that little pocket male, he's up the road. We're going to use him. I got a Bark daughter I'll run him on. She lives actually a few feet away. So my brother-in-law lives next door. That's where she's at. She's a nice brood stock little bitch. Bark Wahlberg daughter. So we'll run that boy Tough, or I think they call him Kylo. We'll run him to her. We'll run her to Honcho. A lot of work coming. And are you sitting down?
I'm sitting down.
I hope you're sitting down because I think it's about time maybe to dip into that frozen tank. And I think I'm going to pull a champion Bulgari straw out. I'm going to run that on Bubbles. So if you don't fall in the seat, but it's going to happen. It's time. I'm ready to start working with some of that Bulgari stuff. Between me and Robert, we're going to get some fire puppies out of them straws. And it's going to be strategically done. So like I said, I'm glad you were here with me to see that announcement right here on your podcast that we will get into that frozen tank and pull a Bulgari straw. I'm gonna run it on Bubbles.
Wow. Yeah, when
that's gonna hit.
Yeah. Wow. No, it's because I looked at Bulgari, even back when he was alive and everything, and I used to be like, that's a badass dog. And to see that it went to a production, geez.
He was extraordinary. You know what I mean? And people who got to meet him, they will vouch for that because that dog was next level, and he was a people person. He could not go out in public and not introduce himself to you. He would literally walk up to people and pretty much say, "You're going to pet me because I'm Bulgari, and you got to want to meet me." He had that personality, man. And like I said, everybody, when they see his photos, they see his videos, he was an outstanding pocket bully. And like I said, he's dearly missed. I'm fortunate that I did collect some frozen semen, and we're going to utilize it. And like I said, we're running on bubbles. Put your seatbelt on.
Put your seatbelt on, guys. Yeah. And I'm telling you guys, that's going to be something you're going to want to get with Mr. Mata about for sure. You know?
Definitely.
Yep.
Stay tuned. Like I said, we got a lot of work coming, guys. I'm just getting warmed up, man. I'm in this for the long haul. Right. So we got a lot of good stuff coming.
Nice. It looks like the winner's circle is out there grinding right now.
They are. We got a lot of stuff coming up. Like I said, we're always about business. I'm always I want to do the best business I can with people. I want to do the best job I can ever do.
Right on. So, guys, I think we've kind of touched everything, and but I did have 2 questions that came in yesterday. So my boy Gabriel, right? So I told him, what do you want me to ask Mr. Mata, right? And I got 2 of them that I'm gonna ask, and one of them is, and you probably already answered this, is why pockets? I think we did ask that.
Okay, I grew to love the pocket style bully by handling them. Another good thing that people will probably crack up, because every time we tell this, especially when my wife tells them, with all these XLs we used to have, wintertime in Wyoming, you got to have indoor facility or some way to keep these dogs warm. Well, when we brought them XLs in, it sounded like a goddamn herd of Clydesdales running in the house. They're all over, which is cool because they're warming up and they want to play a little bit. And goddamn, dude, like I said, it's thundering, running around the house. They're a bunch of like horses in your house. So when we switch to the pockets, they're definitely not like an XL running around. I mean, I let Bark and Honcho loose sometimes. It's like having a couple midget wrestlers running around your living room. They're not like an XL, and they're a little bit more practical. They travel a lot easier. It's our style of bully, and that's where we're going to stay.
There you go, your style of bully. Now, here's another one.
Okay.
And this is a question from last week, and I was told, whenever you get a judge, ask them this question. And you're a judge, right?
Okay.
Type or structure?
They all coincide together. It's got to be all together at once. Every dog breed has a silhouette, if you will, if you follow me here. If I put a silhouette up on that wall, you should be able to tell what kind of dog that is just by the silhouette. German Shepherd, Doberman Pinscher, Poodle, Amstel. So you got the silhouette, and then you got your written standard talking about the structure of the dog, height, build. And then you get into the temperament, the drive, how they should move. Type and structure should coincide together. It should mesh together. It should be all as one. It's not a complete dog. You might lag in certain things, but they coincide together, and like that's the way I always look at it. They got to blend together to make the complete dog. And as a judge, that's what I'm going. It could, like I said, guys, you could stack a dog, make it look beautiful all day. When you move that dog, it better move the way it's supposed to. They should flow and glide. They got that rear drive, push, reach. It all got to mesh together, guys. It's all written together in one standard. Make it work. Breed towards that blueprint, guys.
Nice. And you know what? I just got another question. Exactly. By my wife, a lot of people are asking on the comments, how do they get CBD drops from you? Where do they go buy it?
Okay, guys, so we're working on a website. The one we had, Dory had it set up, and it wasn't the greatest. So for now, shoot me a message. I ship. I make everything. If you miss my post I put on Instagram, I posted the video. I made a bottle of drops for a guy out in Idaho, and I make it. Each bottle is handcrafted by me. All I know what's in that bottle. I put the CBD in it. I infuse the oils. So if you need something, get a hold of me. I sell bulk. I sell single bottles. So if you want to buy in a bulk quantity so you're loaded up for a long time, shoot me a message on Instagram, Facebook, 307-214-5177. Reach out, phone call, text. I will fill your orders, guys. I'm all about helping you help your dogs. So I got the best prices for an affordable product that's high quality. So don't hesitate. Like I said, Instagram Messenger, Facebook Messenger, shoot me a text, give me a call. You got questions, I'll have the answer.
Nice. Nice. And it looks like I got one question. I'm looking at it right here in our comments, and I want to ask you it.
What's up?
When breeders say, I got breedings in the cut, and I'm keeping it on the low, what's the key to that strategy? Like, why do they keep it on the low?
From my own experience, man, I think back way back when I first started wanting to breed. I was big on doing the announcement banner, contacting the guy who does the graphic designs. I never want to put the cart before the horse. I've learned that way too many times with bad experiences. You could run into a problem. The bitch could have issues. She don't take. So now you're 10 steps ahead of yourself and you ain't even got a pregnant dog yet. You know what I mean? So to me, if you got breedings planned, which you should always plan your breedings ahead. You know, people have asked me that. How come you don't jump on this post? He's looking for a stud. He's got a bleeder. He should have had a stud lined up months ago, years ago. Plan all your stuff up. So when I say lay in the cut, kind of keep it on the low. Let your lab work kick in. Get your production done. Get your breeding done. Once you confirm the bitch, you drop that litter. I learned even wait 2 or 3 weeks. Let them whelp. Let nature take its course. Work your whelp box, and then make your announcements. I get it. Sometimes people are worried that, hey, I got to get buyers lined up right away. You know, honestly, every time I drop a litter, guys, I'm prepared to keep the whole goddamn thing because you never know. With the economy nowadays, you can buy puppies year-round, round the clock, like 7-Eleven. So I prefer to run it a certain way. So if someone's saying, hey, what's the strategy behind that? You just don't want, to me, you don't want to get too far ahead of yourself. Do your work and then let your work speak for itself.
That's a perfect answer to that question. Really perfect answer to that question.
I've had it happen too many times where the bitch didn't take. Then I got people, oh, what about, I just don't even like to deal with it. I want to do my breedings. I'll wait till we confirm. I'll wait till the bitch is in the wild box, whelping her puppies, and we're 2 or 3 weeks deep, and I know that we're doing good, and we're in the good momentum side of it. Now let's share the good news, what we got.
That's smart. That's very smart. Very smart. It's I know I totally agree. I just had something happen on my yard, and I felt like I shouldn't announce. I introduced everybody to a dog, and the dog passed last week, and then it's like, oh man, I didn't even get time. I didn't even have the opportunity to show people in person the dog, and
right.
Then right now it is what it is, but I totally get your strategy behind that. So it's good reasoning, guys. Don't just jump the gun and announce everything that's happening on your yard, because I mean we're dealing with live animals here, and like that, because everything can change.
Guys, things can change overnight. Like I said, bad stuff happens sometimes. Like I said, it could be the bitch just didn't get pregnant, or maybe your stud ain't pumping out no semen right. Low count on your semen. Yeah, I mean, you just never know. That's why I learned a valuable lesson. Just pump the brakes a little bit, hang tight, let it work, and then make your announcements when the time is right.
Perfect. Mr. Mata, it was an honor to ask you all these questions.
I appreciate the invite, man. I'm very, very happy you invited me onto your show.
No, I was stoked for this one. What did we plan this? Maybe 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And since then I've been, first Rob and then that one is done, and then it's like now we focus on Mike, and I think we did a hell of a job here.
Oh yeah.
So,
I was trying to keep up with the comments myself, but I mean, they're just coming quick. But I appreciate anybody who tuned in. Thank you all for watching this. Like I said, truly an honor to be part of this show.
so guys, we're gonna wrap this up. If you need your CBD drop, get with Mr. Mata. He gave you the number. Just send him a message on DM him, and then you guys can get
Get it
up from there.
I guarantee you, I usually ship next day, if not the same day. I've had people message me 2 days ago, and it was out that very same day. I want the best customer service. I treat people how I want to be treated. If I order something, I want it coming, and that's what we do for you.
Perfect. So guys, this is Mr. Mata from the Winner's Circle Bully Farm, the honorable judge from the WBA. He's telling you
Thank
that
you.
he also offering CBDs. He gave you judging advice. Jesus, just replay this thing and learn, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much again, man. I appreciate you.
Right on, brother. Thank you. You guys have a good day. We'll see you next week with Ron Ramos. But episode 2, Mike Mata. Thank you, guys. You have a good one.
Have a good night.